Hello everyone. In today's episode, Lee Choo-noo is out working as a hired harvester in the rice fields. Under the scorching sun, she continues to work tirelessly without a moment's rest. Unexpectedly, a kind elderly woman passing by notices how hardworking Choo-noo is and stops to talk to her. During their conversation, Choo-noo tearfully shares her difficult life story. A single mother with no place or family to rely on. Moved by her words, the elderly woman takes Choo-noo to her home and, out of kindness, gives her a house so that she will have a place to live and feel secure. Overwhelmed with happiness, Choo-noo immediately returns to Sichuan and share this wonderful news with him. Clapperboard, how will Choo-noo's life change from this turning point? Stay tuned to find out what happens next. The dawn broke over Ben Kim village, its golden rays weaving a shimmering tapestry across the ripe rice fields, where Lee Choo-noo stepped into the morning's embrace. Her cotton blouse clung lightly to her frame, a wide-brimmed hat shielding her from the sun's early fire. "Good morning, everyone," she called into her phone, her voice radiant with practiced cheer, though a quiet ache lingered beneath. "Wishing you all strength and joy." Her words, a beacon for her followers, masked the weight of her losses. Her home, her crops, her fragile hopes swept away by recent floods. She joined a group of farmers, their hands deftly wielding sickles, slicing through golden stalks with a rhythm as old as the land itself. The field pulsed with life. Elderly women in vibrant ethnic garb moved with graceful precision. Children darted between rows, their laughter a melody over the steady swish of sickles. Choo-noo paused, adjusting her grip on the sickle, her movements hesitant as she watched the seasoned farmers work with unerring accuracy. She inhaled deeply, the scent of ripe rice filling her lungs, and began her sickle cutting through the stalks, each slice growing bolder, more assured. Her hands, nimble despite their calluses, bound the stalks into neat bundles, dew-kissed and gleaming. Around her the community moved as one, a symphony of shared purpose. An elderly woman, her face etched with time's gentle scars, shared a hearty laugh, her voice thick with the local dialect. "These grains are our land's soul, its heartbeat," she said, wiping sweat from her brow with a weathered hand. Choo-noo's smile warmed, her hands stacking her bundles with care. "You're right, Ba," she said, her voice soft with reverence. "It's hard work, but it feels alive." She turned to the woman, concern softening her tone. "Are you tired, Ba?" she asked, her eyes tracing the elder's sweat-dampened face. The woman chuckled, fanning herself with a leaf. "Drenched in sweat, child," she said, her voice light with humor. "But we keep going." Choo-noo nodded, empathy in her gaze. "Rest a bit, Ba. I'll finish your row." The woman's eyes crinkled with gratitude, her hand patting Choo-noo's arm as she stepped aside, her trust a quiet gift. The field hummed with energy, children's laughter weaving through the rustle of rice stalks, their small hands clutching tiny bundles as they played chase. Choo-noo's heart stirred, memories of her own childhood flooding back. Carefree days in fields like these, now tinged with the bittersweet ache of loss. She joined the group tying bundles, her muscles straining as she hoisted a heavy load onto her shoulder, the weight a testament to her growing strength. "Teamwork makes it lighter," she said to a young girl nearby, whose gap-toothed grin lit up the moment. The farmers moved in unison, their steps carrying the harvest to the field's edge, where golden stacks rose like monuments to their labor. An elderly man, his hat tilted against the sun, adjusted his load with a groan, his voice teasing. "You young ones make it look too easy." Choo-noo grinned, her tone encouraging. "It's all of us together, Ong. We're unstoppable." Their chatter, a rich blend of dialects, wove a bond stronger than words, a shared resilience that lifted her spirit. As the sun climbed, casting long shadows, Choo-noo wiped her brow, her phone capturing the vibrant scene. A boy stumbled, spilling a bundle across the damp earth, and she rushed to his side, her laughter mingling with his shy giggles as she helped gather the scattered stalks. "Careful, little one," she teased, handing him a neatly tied bundle. The elders nodded approvingly, their eyes warm with pride as Choo-noo blended into their rhythm, her presence a welcome thread in their tapestry. Her thoughts drifted to her struggles, the flood that had ravaged her home, leaving it a crumbling shell, the poultry lost to disease, the weight of raising Douay alone. Yet here, amidst this tight-knit community, a spark of hope flickered, warming her weary soul. She shared a nod with a young woman carrying a woven basket, her smile a burst of light. An elder offered her a sip from a clay jug, the cool water a balm against the heat. You're quick to learn, child, the woman said, her voice kind but hoarse. You belong here. Tunu's heart swelled, her smile grateful. Thank you, Ba. This feels like home. The sun blazed relentlessly, but the camaraderie fueled her. Each bundle was a step toward rebuilding, a defiance of her losses. A distant rooster's crow marked the day's progress, and Tunu marveled at the village's resilience, a mirror to her own. A boy offered her a handful of wildflowers, his shy smile melting her heart. She tucked them into her hat, her laughter soft. Thank you, Khan, she said, her voice warm. The elders' voices rose in a traditional song, a melody of land and endurance, and Tunu joined in, her voice hesitant at first, then bold, weaving into their harmony. As the afternoon deepened, she paused on a low mound watching the fields dance. Farmers bent over rows, children weaving through stacks, their joy infectious. An elder shared tales of past harvests, his words painting a vivid history of abundance and struggle. Tunu listened, her respect deepening, a sense of belonging blooming like the rice beneath her feet. But a shadow lingered, a crumpled letter from her ex-husband, found days ago, its threats to reclaim Due a poison in her mind. She pushed it aside, clinging to the field's warmth, but the fear coiled tighter, a storm waiting to break. The afternoon sun filtered through the window of Truong's modest office, casting a golden glow over scattered blueprints and papers. The quiet hum of his work was broken by the sharp ring of his phone, a lifeline to his dreams for Tunu and Due. Truong here, he answered, his voice steady but warm. I'm working on those designs you asked for, came the voice of an architect colleague, focused and crisp. Good, Truong said, leaning back, his pen tapping lightly. Finish them and send them over. I'll review. The architect's voice carried a rustle of papers. Just checking, the steel details were marking all dimensions, right? Truong nodded, sketching idly. Exactly. Send them when you're done. The architect chuckled. Will do. Talk soon. The call ended and Truong's gaze drifted to his laptop, where he scrolled through designs for a garden house, his thoughts on Tunu, this one's sturdy, raised foundation. He murmured, studying a blueprint with solid beams. Will she like it? He saved the image, his heart set on a safe haven for her in Due, a shield against the floods that had stolen so much. I'll show her tonight, he decided, his voice a quiet vow, his fingers tracing the screen as if he could already see their future taking shape. His phone rang again, his mother's familiar tone breaking through. Khan, she said, her voice warm but weary. Where are you? Truong smiled, his tone tender. At home, me. You. She sighed, her voice heavy. Just back from the company resting. How's work? Truong's gaze softened, his thoughts on his new venture. It's steady, me. I'm learning construction. Different from my old job, but I'm picking it up. Her voice brightened with concern. And Tunu? Jui? How are they? Truong's chest tightened. The weight of Tunu's loss is heavy in his mind. They're okay, me, but the flood hit hard. Her house is barely standing, crops and poultry gone. His mother gasped, her voice trembling. Oh no, are they safe? Truong's tone steadied, reassuring. They're with me, me. Safe. But the house, it's unlivable, leaning like it'll collapse. Her voice grew urgent. Poor things. Where will they go? Truong's resolve flared, his voice firm. They're staying with me. I'm planning a new house somewhere safer. His mother's tone softened, relieved. Good, Khan. Keep them close. What about the land? Truong's eyes lit up, a spark of pride in his voice. I bought a plot, me. Can help me find it. Good land, high ground away from the stream. No more floods. She hesitated, her worry lingering. The late afternoon sun draped Ben Kim village in a golden veil, its rays dancing over the nearly harvested rice fields as Lai Tunu worked alongside the resilient farmers. Her hands, sore but steady, tied the final bundles, her heart buoyed by their shared labor. She turned to an elderly woman, her back bent but strong, her face a map of time's passage. Still much left to cut, Ba? Tunu asked, her voice a mix of curiosity and fatigue, her eyes warm with care. The woman straightened, wiping her hands on a worn apron, a faint smile softening her features. Just a few rows, she said, her voice warm but weary. We're nearly done. Tunu took a deep breath, her courage rising as she shared her pain. My fields were swept away by the flood, she said, her voice heavy. My house collapsed, nothing left to go back to. The woman's face crumpled with concern, her eyes shimmering with empathy. Oh child, that's a heavy burden. Where are you finding shelter now? Tunu's gaze dropped, her voice soft with sorrow. With a friend, Ba. For now. The woman clucked her tongue, shaking her head. Such hardship. Your parents, do they help? Tunu's shoulders sagged, her voice barely audible. Just my mother, and she remarried years ago. I'm raising my 2-year-old son alone. The woman's sigh was heavy, a shared ache. And your husband? Tunu's voice faltered, a whisper of pain. Gone. Long gone. Maybe remarried, far away. The woman reached into her tattered jacket, pulling out a small pouch of betel nut, offering it with a gentle smile. This keeps me company in the lonely nights, she said, slipping a piece into her mouth with practiced ease. Tunu took a piece, the bitter tang sharp on her tongue. Must help with the quiet, she said, her voice soft, a faint smile breaking through. The woman chuckled, her eyes twinkling. I'm 60, still working these fields. No work, no food. Tunu nodded, her own struggles echoing in the words. I used to carry Dewey on my back to the fields, she said. No one to watch him. The woman's gaze softened, her voice thick with understanding. A single mother carries the world. Come to my house, rest a while. Tunu's eyes brightened, her spirit lifting. I'd love that, Ba. As the last bundles were stacked, the sun dipping low, Tunu followed the woman to a stilted house nestled among gentle hills, its thatched roof a quiet tribute to tradition. My home, the woman said, her voice proud yet humble. Simple but mine. My children work far away. I keep it alone. Inside, the dim light revealed a humble kitchen, the faint smell of wood smoke lingering. Tunu's eyes adjusted, her heart warmed by the simplicity. The woman's voice grew earnest, her words heavy with meaning. If you're not too tied to your current place, stay here with me. When you build your own home, this house is yours. Tunu froze, her breath catching, her mind racing. Stay here. With Truong's support, she had a place, but the uncertainty of her future loomed large. I'm with a friend now, she said, her voice hesitant. But I'll think about it. The woman's gaze was firm, her voice warm with sincerity. Whenever you're ready, child. I cherish the company to fill these empty days. They stepped outside, the evening air cool against their skin. The woman led her to a small, fertile plot by the hillside. This land is mine, she said, her eyes steady. Tend it, and it's yours to grow, to thrive. Tunu's eyes widened, her heart pounding. You'd give me this? The woman nodded, her smile serene. Care for it twice a year. In 5 or 6 years you'll reap what you sow. Tunu's hands trembled, her voice thick with emotion. I just met you, Ba, but your kindness overwhelms me. Thank you. The woman's eyes crinkled, her voice soft. Bring your son, share this with him. Help me harvest next week, and we'll work as one.
Tunu nodded, her resolve flaring.
I'll be here, Ba. We'll make it special. As they parted under the fading light, the woman's offer glowed like a beacon in Tunu's heart, a lifeline in her sea of struggles. But as she walked home, the crumpled letter from her ex-husband burned in her mind, its threats to see Dewey, to reclaim her, a venomous shadow. At the market the next day, selling oranges for 20,000 dong, she felt a chill. A man lingered at her stall, his face too familiar, his voice a blade. Tunu, he called, his eyes glinting with menace. Her heart froze, the past crashing into her present, threatening to shatter the hope kindled by the woman's gift and Truong's unwavering care.
A spa for her. Sitting in the sun of the healthy house spa, I was surrounded by beauty, yet felt sad and empty inside. I had come to spend the first holiday after my husband's death with stranger. I couldn't imagine spending this Thanksgiving with anyone I knew. Giving thanks was completely beyond me. I hoped that this week would help me heal. After 2 years of caregiving and trying to keep my business go at the same time, I felt like a burned out survival of war. I was just making time until I could join Jack. After all, at 54, what did I have to looking forward to? The future was like. The waiter approached my table asking if I needed anything. To my surprise, I said, yes, if you know anyone here who is a recent widow or widower, I would appreciate talking to her or him. Again, to my surprise, she told me about Phyllis,